How do you ended up in Venezuela in 2022?
The unknown. I love the unknown. It's what keeps me feeling alive and something to chase.
Ahora está camarita, vale un billetal, no, Japón. ¿Cómo?
Someone who obviously told me not to go, and I was like, I need to make a film about this idea of not letting them hear me come over there. I wanted to make a film around that specific idea. I started releasing it through every country in Central America until I made it to Colombia. And when I was in Colombia, I wanted to go to Brazil. So the country we drew was Venezuela. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm going to go to check out Venezuela on the way. So that's how I ended up.
Bueno, gracias por ver este primer episodio y entrevista en Guáramo Podcast. Este va a ser un episodio especial porque uno es mi primer invitado, dos es mi primer episodio en inglés y quiero darle la bienvenida a alguien que se tomó el tiempo, la dedicación, el amor y el atrevimiento de ir a Venezuela, pasar más tiempo de lo que él pensaba y ahora expandir a Venezuela, dar a conocer Venezuela al mundo entero. No.
Gracias. Gracias por invitarme.
Do you mind speaking in English? Yeah?
Sure.
So first of all, thank you for saying yes, because it's a very last minute idea that I had of reaching out and asking you to be my first guest for this podcast. I'm very nervous as well, so if
don't worry, I'm honored. I'm honored.
And I'm glad that we did the podcast. We're recording this episode after watching his exhibition, what we're going to talk about today. I cried. I left my soul there, basically. So, first of all, I just want to say thank you. And how can you describe yourself now? Let's begin with the introduction of who you are. And
I would say from a factual, more concrete level, I make films. I'm a filmmaker. I grew up in Tokyo, then moved to the United States. I've always been making films since I was a young kid. For me, I find people fascinating. So I've always made films, in the recent years anyway, about people that are very inspiring to me. I'm a very curious person. I've always found other countries very interesting. I've loved always traveling, meeting new people, going to places where I don't understand anything. For me, that's when I feel the most alive. Those are things that interest me the most now, I would say. It's kind of what drives me always, is my curiosity towards the unknown. I love the unknown. I'm fascinated by it. It's what keeps me really feeling alive and something to chase.
Yeah. That deeply resonated with me because it's meeting with people that you want to connect. So can you please tell me more about it? Can we go deeper into this?
Sure, no, that's
of yours?
I feel like people can kind of be separated into different buckets. There's first the group of people that don't know what they want to do with their life and are trying to figure out what they want to do, testing this, testing that, I love being around those people. Then there's another group of people who have figured out what they're doing and are actually pursuing it. Those are the people that I am the most inspired by. Those are the people that I really try to keep in my inner circle. And I would say the third bucket of people are the people who have figured out what they want to do. And when I say figured out what they want to do, I don't even mean it in the sense of this is the career path. I mean it more in the sense of you figured out what your superpower is. I believe that everybody has at least one thing at any given moment in time that they really, really excel at. It could be a hard power or it could be a soft power, meaning it could be I'm very good at science, whatever, you know what I mean? Building rockets, whatever it is, a concrete skill. Or it could be a soft skill that's I'm a very, very, very good listener, very empathetic person that can understand what other people are feeling. That could be your superpower too. But I believe that everybody has something at any given point in time. And I'm very, very fortunate. I've always enjoyed making films since I was a little kid. I knew what I enjoyed doing. And I've honestly always pursued that path. Whatever it was, I've never chased money. I don't chase those things. What I always chase is my own personal, whatever my intuition tells me to continue doing, and it's always been filming in some capacity. Because I realized that my superpower is the ability to go to places where are completely unfamiliar to me, really getting to understand what it's like to be there, and really connect with people there, and then having the ability to then retell that in a way where other people get to feel and see what I was able to see, and as accurate as a way possible.
What you mentioned last is going to unfamiliar places. So you've heard of Venezuela before, but you wanted to go. Can you explain to me how do you ended up in Venezuela in 2022? Because that's why we're here.
So basically, I went backpacking. My goal has always been, like a dream of mine, have always been to go travel alone for an undefined amount of time, you know, with like no budget, just like backpacking, because like I didn't have the money. So in 2022, actually December 28th, 2021, technically, I left to go to Belize. It was the first country south of the United States that I hadn't been to. I'd been to Mexico one day to go eat some tacos and I went back, so I canceled all of Mexico just off of that. I'm sorry. It needs to be a country that I've never been to, period. That was like my principle. So I went to Belize, and my goal was to only go south. I was like, I'm gonna go south as far as I can for as long as I can, and that's what I did. I went backpacking, and I was like, okay, if I'm already gonna do this, let me make sure it's an investment in my, career as well. So I wanted to just explore what it's like to make documentaries in virtual reality. So I bought the best 360 camera that I could have gotten at the time that I could afford, invested into it, and I was like, I'm just gonna film my entire trip and we'll see what film I make from it. I don't know what I'm gonna make from it. I have no idea what I'm gonna film, but I'm just gonna film my own personal journey. I started in Belize, made it through every country in Central America until I made it to Colombia. That took me 10 months. And when I was in Colombia, I wanted to go to Brazil, so the country in between was Venezuela. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna go to check out Venezuela on the way. So that's how I ended up there.
How was the thought process, the decision-making process? Please walk me through this. Like when you bought the ticket, it's like, okay, there's no return back to go to Venezuela. Like, I want to know that.
No, my goal was to stay for 1 month.
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna go check out Venezuela. I'll stay for 1 month because this was during the World Cup. And I, at the time, thought that Brazil was going to win the World Cup. So I was like, I want to at least be in Brazil when they win the World Cup. So that was my idea. Thank God neither came true. But yeah, so that was my idea. And I was like, all right, I'm going to check it out, see what I see. I was honestly very prepared to get robbed. I had my mom fly out to Panama, copied all of my hard drives, so I had a second copy just in case if my original copy got robbed. I was like, all right, well, at least the footage is safe. I honestly was not worried too much about myself. I was worried more about my footage.
Wow.
Because if I lose my footage, that's the most depressing episode we go through. So I was gonna protect my footage at all costs. So yeah, I got my mom to come out and visit me in Panama, copied everything over the course of like 3 days. Yeah. And then I went to Venezuela, fully ready to get robbed.
Wow. But do you go through Maracaibo or do you go?
No, I flew to Caracas.
Okay, Maiquetía.
Mm-hmm.
What was your first impression of the airport?
The immigration officer asked me for a gift.
Oh my God.
And I was like, and as soon as he said that, I was like, all the rumors are true. I'm gonna get robbed right here by the immigration officer. So I was like, this is it, I didn't trust nobody. And like, I had a friend of a friend who I was gonna stay with, and he had sent the taxi driver to come like pick me up for me. And he had sent me a photo of like what the taxi driver looks like to like make sure I got into the right taxi. And as soon as I went through immigration, this guy comes up to me. And he's like, oh, I'm the one that like is gonna like bring you to my friend's house. And I looked at the guy and I looked at the photo. I was like, it wasn't the same dude. No. And like, I had just gone through immigration. I'm already like rattled from this experience of like, okay, like I'm about to get robbed, but maybe I'm not. I don't know. And then now I get a random guy that's like not my taxi driver asking me to like, be like, hey, like go grab your bag, we're gonna go. Wow. So I actually tried to sneak away from him. Because like my bags were still arriving, so like I go over there while I'm waiting for my bag, like grab my bags, I try to quickly go through security. Yeah. He's like, bro, like what are you doing? Like where are you running?
So he was already inside of the beds, like.
Yeah, he was in between immigration and security.
How come?
And then I was like, what is this? Whatever. And then I go through security. Obviously they look through all my bags. I have a ton of cameras, and the guy that just talked to me is like, dude, like why didn't you tell me that like you have all this camera equipment? You should give me a heads up. I'm like, I still don't trust this guy, so I'm like, why would I tell you regardless? And then I realized that once I went through security, that's where my taxi driver actually was. He came up. The guy that was in between was the guy that the taxi driver basically sends to make sure that I get through security properly. So there was actually a correct person. He was actually just trying to look out for me, but like, once again, that was my mentality. Everybody's the enemy, like, I don't trust nobody, like, I'm terrified, you know?
Yes.
How many people live in Caracas, roughly?
Maybe 7 million or something.
7 million. And how many
Yeah.
people live in Venezuela?
30 millions.
Oh, so almost a third live here.
Yeah. But many people have left the country, maybe around 8 millions of people
Really?
right now.
What is the main reason? Just economic condition?
Yeah, the social, the economics, the politician. Many people live in the favelas and they have to deal with the drug dealers, the police, the corruption, and everything. And then decided to move on to another country to try to start from zero. My brother left the country and now he's living in Chile with his wife and the kids. And we have like 5 years we cannot go travel to Chile because they are asking for visa. And we cannot get the visa as yet, and we cannot travel to Chile.
So with everything that you experience and everything, I would say the situation in the country, how do you feel? How do you feel? What was your most honest feeling or idea that you left Venezuela when you left?
This country it was a country that had the most potential that I've ever seen out of traveling everywhere I've been to. It was a country that had the most, not just natural beauty, but like just like good people everywhere. So that was like the most inspiring to be around. It was like, as I said, like I always make films about people that inspire me. This time it was like the country that inspired me. Also, so many people obviously told me not to go, and I was like, I need to make a film about this idea of not letting what you hear become what you think. I wanted to make a film around that specific idea.
For the past 13 months, I've been filming my experiences with a 360 camera, so people can feel closer to what it's like to travel to these places I've been fortunate enough to experience myself. Most of you are probably watching this video on your phone, so you can use your phone to look around. But the best way to experience these 360 videos is with a VR headset like this, since you can move your head around and feel like you're right there in the moment. And this has led me to this idea. I'm going to condense my journey through Venezuela into a 60-minute virtual reality experience, then get my hands on a bunch of VR headsets and open pop-up VR theaters so you can put a headset on and feel like you're back in Venezuela.
So with this experience with virtual reality, well, from what I gather on YouTube, because you mentioned that in your YouTube channel, which when I did my homework, your first exhibition was in Miami. And from there I started to spread it out around the world, like, hey, I want to see the experience and everything. What is the challenge? What is the most difficult thing that you have faced with this exhibition?
Getting people to know that the exhibit's happening in the city. Like Rome is actually the slowest exhibit that I probably had.
Wow.
Because like I didn't do a good job getting people finding out that it was happening.
Wow, yeah. And the place is like a maze. Well, Rome itself is a maze.
Yeah.
But to the actual place. It was great. It was lovely. I loved the art because it is a way of doing art, definitely. I cried, like I mentioned before. I believe that you feel more alive when you generate those genuine feelings and connections with people, And I really hope that you can take this to Japan as well.
Thank you. I mean, that's the goal.
But what would be the next step for this VR experience for Venezuela? Do you have anything in mind? Have you figured it out yet? Or
Well, I'm gonna basically re-edit the film a little bit to include everything that's happened since. So I'm gonna include parts of the tour basically, and then that's the film that I want to bring to Venezuela. So Venezuelans there and all my friends in the film get to see not just the film that they were a part of, but like the impact that they've had everywhere they've gone, like where the film has gone basically. So that's my goal.
Wow. I hope you can meet again with the man who sang Venezuela at the end, because that gentleman made me cry the hardest. And what is your favorite Venezuelan word?
Lechuo.
Lechuo. Que lechuo. Really?
Yeah, because I'm always fucking with you.
That's great. Favorite food?
El guiso de hallaca con pan francés.
Wow, that's specific. No even arepas, no even empanadas.
Nah.
No even pequeños.
Nah, don't like any of those, honestly. Not like that. I don't like fried food that much.
Okay, hold on.
You have to remember I'm from Japan.
That's true. That's
We
true.
got incredible food over there. I'm not going to tarnish my food by having
That's
something.
so true. That makes sense. But have you managed in Maracaibo then?
I didn't go.
You have to go now.
Maracaibo es otro país. Yo fui a Venezuela nada más.
Another question. Well, I think I will wrap up with this. I don't know if we still have time. Okay, yeah, 21 minutes. What would you say to people that are not Venezuelans, that want to go to Venezuela, that they are interested in Venezuela, but they have heard all these opinions and media and breaking news and politics that is going around? What would you say to them, if you can directly tell them?
Don't let what you hear become what you think.
I love that.
That's it.
I love
That's
that.
what I would tell them. It's always important to go see things with your own eyes before you come up with an opinion.
And I hope you can return to Venezuela, to a better Venezuela, the Venezuela that we all are expecting to be free again. And brand new video before, after, whatever. No
Yeah.
comparison, but I hope you can.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm trying to buy a house in Margarita right now, so.
That's cool. That's cool. You deserve it.
Hopefully I'll have a place that I can host everybody else. That
Yes.
everybody that hosted me, I'll be able to host them. So
That's
the
so
goal.
great. That's so great. And you're already Venezuelan, you know that, yeah? By heart, you already are a Venezuelan. You have to say that. You have gained people's heart with your passion, your love for our country, and dedication to show, because people say do it for the content, for the gram, for whatever. But what I perceive from you is like a true, genuine, and honest appreciation for my country. So on behalf of all Venezuelans, thank you. And like the name of the podcast that I called it is Guáramo, and you have Guáramo to do what you're doing. I don't know if you have heard that word before. And Guáramo is having that strength of going through very hard, difficult situations in life. And you have Guáramo to keep showing my country regardless of the challenges and everything. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you for having me. I'm honored.
I hope we did great. Thank you.
Of course.
See you next episode. Subscribe, like, comment, everything you know what to do. I don't, but yeah, we're going on here. No, I'm here, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.